Welcome to the Grae Area, a space where we make room for the truth that isn't clean cut, answers that come with tension, and the reality that sometimes we don't think things through. Today's episode is about the trap of emotional decision making. Because the truth is, emotions are powerful, but they aren't always wise. Anger makes you quit. Happiness makes you say yes too fast. Sadness makes you settle. Loneliness makes you go back. Excitement makes you invest. And regret comes after the emotion wears off, but the consequences stays. So we'll talk about it. We've all done it. Made a call, said something sharp, ghosted someone, bought the thing, quit the job, took the risk, and later thought, damn, I moved too fast. That's the danger of emotional decisions. They feel urgent, they feel true, but they're not always rooted. When you make decisions in the middle of the wave, you're letting the moment shape your entire direction. And feelings pass. But the decision, that might be the scar that stays. Alright, let's talk about anger first. Anger feels like clarity. It sharpens your focus, makes you bold, makes you ready to burn bridges. But anger rarely tells the whole story. You don't see nuance when you're pissed. You don't care about the consequences. You're not solving, you're striking. And too many people have destroyed things they actually wanted just because they made a permanent move in a temporary fire. You can be angry and still think, but most people don't. Joy and pain are like sunshine and rain. Okay, now let's flip it to happiness. We rarely talk about how dangerous happiness can be when it's ungrounded. Ever been so happy you said, of course I'll do it. Let's book it now. Yes, I trust you. I don't need to read the fine print. Joy isn't the problem. Impulsiveness is. The temporary rush of dopamine convinces us it'll always feel like this. Nothing will go wrong. We can handle it later. But later comes and reality shows up. And suddenly you're stuck with a decision your feelings made, but your logic now has to manage. And I'm so alone. I miss you. Man, ever hit a lonely night and start scrolling through the past? You tell yourself, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe they changed. Maybe I was too harsh. But you're not hearing your wisdom. You're hearing your emptiness. Sadness doesn't mean the situation has changed. It just means you're feeling low. And when you make decisions from that low, you often crawl back into cages you fought hard to escape. Never mistake sadness for a sign. Sometimes it's just a storm passing through, not a reason to reroute your whole life. I'm so excited, and I think I like it. Yeah, buddy. Then there's excitement. The thrill, the idea, the opportunity that feels too good to pass up. Excitement is magnetic, but it can also be blinding. People make huge decisions in excitement. Signing contracts, starting businesses, moving across the country, falling in love after 3 days. And later realize they didn't plan, they didn't ask the right questions, they didn't pause. Excitement makes you skip steps, but wisdom makes you slow down. But on the real, your emotions do matter though. They are data. They tell you how you're processing the world. They alert you when something's off. But they are not a compass. They're weather, not the map. You wouldn't drive in a thunderstorm without slowing down. So why would you make a life decision, a life choice in an emotional storm? Let your emotions speak, but don't let them decide. So in the gray area, clarity rarely comes in the heat of the moment. It shows up after the wave passes, after you've paused, after you've asked yourself the hard questions. If I wasn't feeling this emotion, what would I choose? Am I reacting or responding? Is this urgent or just loud? There's a reason silence feels so uncomfortable, because it forces us to hear ourselves. But in that silence, that pause, that's where real wisdom lives. Don't let your temporary feelings make a permanent mess. Feel everything, but choose clarity. Yeah. But thanks for tuning in to, the gray area. If this episode reminded you of a decision you made too fast or too emotionally, don't beat yourself up. Just learn the rhythm of the pause.